Hello friends, welcome to episode 9 of KSP contracting, where as always first order of business is fast forwarding time up until the next moment we are allowed to launch, which is at day 230. And when that comes around, we shall have a look at our currently tracked asteroids and track a new one. Let's see, this one here doesn't appear dangerous. This one here doesn't appear dangerous or interesting. This one here, this has an encounter, but still 120 days away. Still 100 days away. Still 100 days away. And this one here doesn't seem interesting. And this one that we have just selected, let's track that. And that's also 100 days away. So about 100 days from now we'll have a lot of asteroids whizzing by the planet. But for now, that is of no concern. Today we're going to do a Minimus rescue mission, and I have received 2 submissions for this, one from Yassine and another one from Grisewolf. And Grisewolf is going to be the one that flies today for no particular reason other than maybe that was the craft that was submitted first. Both of them made me go, holy shit, what the hell is this? How large can they get for this purpose? I'm not sure if you're trying to make things large and crazy, but nevertheless I am appreciating it. This looks properly daft, and there was a note attached saying, here, have this free rocket to collect our your Kerbal knot. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to empty the capsule of crew. Bill gets to stay home, and with that done we shall put the launch clamps in this first stage as well, wheel it out to the launch pad, and let's go. Of course, this vessel, I think in the last frame I spotted, has some science potential as well, which means that we might do some of it. We could land on Minmus, science it up, and cart all of that home. Let's see, what do we have science-wise? Science-wise, we have 4 material bays. I don't see any goo canisters. Oh, here's the goo canisters here on the inside. 4 of each. That's a good amount of science kit. Yeah. For now, though, let's focus on the launch. The UI is still huge, as I've continued to forget to tweak that back. It will probably remain like that till the end of time. Anyway, here we go. What? Red lighting. Everyone is really loving these lights. And with good reason, they're awesome. It's good to put them in the staging, though. I had not expected that. Where are the lights, actually? I have absolutely no idea. Anyway, this tower is proceeding skyward, which is, well, a good direction to proceed in, I suppose. Really don't know what else to say during these launches. I could skip them, but as I don't know the craft, I don't know what crazy things happen on the way. So let's at least view them until we get some stage separation, and we can reasonably estimate what we will be left with. So I think that's the cue for staging. Yeah, that's a few towers falling away. Heads up down on the launch pad. We have not done any pitch over yet, so that's probably dangerous. Now these 4 booster towers can safely burn out. Do we have fuel lines yet? I'm not actually sure that we do. Yeah, we do have fuel lines, so that's good. That was really stupid, because obviously those 4 towers managed to be empty because of fuel lines. So yeah, we do have them. We need to do a small pitch over maneuver. Nothing too egregious, but let's start heading sideways. A very low stress launch with no Kerbals on the line. This is instead going to pick up Minmus, who is, well, frankly getting tired of lounging around on and around Minmus. Sometimes he uses his jetpack to get some air. Of course there's no air, but to soar through the sky for a bit, and then he lands and sits in his capsule awaiting rescue by this automated drone sent to him courtesy of Grisewolf. His, well, allegations have been made that Minmus had previous affiliations with this organization, but he denied everything on his application to the Kerbal Space Program, and well, I trust in that. Right, what do we have here? We have these things lighting already, while this one hasn't quite burnt out yet. I think I'm going to want to shut this down to save that for later, or at least pipe some fuel back in there. I can't do that 4 ways though. So, or actually maybe we sort of need this extra thrust. I'm not sure anymore. Once we get a little bit higher, I'm going to see about shutting down these engines and piping the fuel from this, if there is any remaining, into these ones, because this doesn't strike me as terribly efficient. Let's see what's the ISP of this impulse. It's 350. These are higher, so actually the efficiency is fine. I just need to make sure that some of the fuel makes it back into these tanks. Then I can. Oh, it is being drained from those. I'm looking straight past these fuel lines. I didn't say anything. No worries. It is a perfectly well-designed rocket with all engines firing instead of not firing. So that is fine. We are not rising as fast as I would like, so we're going to pitch up a little bit more. It does make it a little bit challenging, the rocket's not designed by myself, because I have no idea how the thrust to weight curve is going to be through launch, and of course you can estimate it a bit, but you know, I don't look at them too much before firing them off into the sky, because you know, that's half the fun. So, trying to get some more air. Get some more air, that's skateboard terminology. No, we just need to go a bit higher. Reach space, produce that friction, and drag, and get out of here. Can we get this science? 17.5? Nah, save that for Minmus. Right, 33 kilometers, that's fairly high. Let's pitch back over. This bottom stage is about burning out, and then we can drop that away and continue on with the, well, this mess of steel, really. What were the engineers thinking? Girders, struts, boosters on the outside, and then all to make room for some red lights in the interior. I like it. Oh, we can ditch this stage. There we go. Bye. The scaffolding gone. Not all the scaffolding. The remainder of scaffolds are still heading out. Still heading out into space. And after this, we separate this, and we get 4 tanks and a very broad-based lander. It should probably work out. Yeah, should be fine. So from this point, I'm going to cut the video and reconvene when we're around Minmus, trying to land near Shanmus, because the rest is just mundane orbital maneuverings, and the vessel will probably stay intact all the way through that. So see you when that happens. There we are, approaching Minmus, and I think we are on course for a nice equatorial orbit, which is, well, not precisely where Shanmus is lounging, but hey, we'll find a way to tweak our trajectory to get close to that point. Let's fly from the map for a little bit, shall we? No, let's not, that's boring. Here we go, the red light cruiser. Red light cruiser, I like that. And it's turning around to say goodbye to its fuel. It's just saying goodbye to its fuel. That's as good as anything to say goodbye to, really. Anyway, there we go, there we go, there we go. We'll close that orbit. Whoomp. There it is. And yeah, we're not going to pass anywhere near set that as a target, the Rainbow Express. We can, however, make it so that we pass there. We are at the most opportune point for that. Ooh. Let's make a maneuver node so we get close to there. Maneuver nodes are so strange. Anyway, this looks a lot better. 43 meters per second. We might be able to squeeze that out of this stage. at our wonderful orbital velocity of 18 meters per second. 40 meters per second should be a huge change. And it is. Look, there we go. There we have it, completely altered orbit. And let's now shrink that. And for that we'll just use the map view, because no real sense in using a maneuver node for that. You can just look at the map here. Circles, suns and rockets, and fire straight on the retrograde indicator. And there our stage has burned out. So let's leave that behind. And now we are on our final stage, which is our lander, ascent vehicle and lander once again. So, did we have materials bay from space high over Minmus? We did not, but then again, that might be in that other lander. I'm going to take it along anyway. Right, what were we doing? Reducing orbit, that's what we were doing. Yeah, I think this will work out fine to start the rescue. Time warping forwards until we are actually there. Oh, right. Yeah, no, did not account for the rotation of Minmus. He has rotated away from me. Fortunately, though, this is a small world where we can just compensate again. Let's paint that impact thingy somewhat close to where our friend Minmus is. That should get us into the neighborhood. Unfortunately, it does appear as though we are for a night launch. Do we have lights on this vessel? We do not have lights on. Oh, we do have lights on the lander. Wow, everything has come together and it's all wonderful. Great. So, time warping for 2 more minutes, and then the course change maneuver can commence. That will take us into the direction of, and this looks suspiciously like a missile lock reticule, but the engineers at Greifswolf have assured me that this is actually the perfectly normal target readout display, TRT. And let's see. There we go. Coming in for a approach to Minmus. Seems to be going well. The lights are on just as they should be, and we are indeed approaching Minmus. Right, let's crank back that time acceleration a little bit, and we can start trying to slow down so that we can drop down over him. We are at 8 kilometers altitude and 9 kilometers separation from Minmus, so I think if we just slam on the brakes now, everything should be fine. We do have to find the properly retrograde indicator, and there we go, firing the engines. I'm just going to reduce orbital speed here till, oh well, let's peg that at 30 meters per second. Deploying the landing gears, just in case. Are they deploying? They are deploying. That's a big lander coming to get him. What's our display saying? It's saying that we are pretty much on top of him, so that's good. So let's add some more time warp, because otherwise this will take forever. Hello Minmus, Rainbow Express. Let's kill the speed. Oh, by the way, this might very well be the last episode for a few days, as what I've been talking about in the episodes of Real Solar System series. I am actually frighteningly close to moving countries now, and that will not take much longer. On Monday I will have to pack up my machine, and then on Tuesday morning I can bugger off. So yeah, that might lead to some service interruptions, but I don't mind, because my new computer is waiting for me. Well, all parts apart from the video card. That is still in order. But even with this, the card I have now, it's an HD 5870. That will still give me a nice performance increase if I plug that into the i5 4670K and the SSD and the RAM and all that stuff. So still fun stuff to play with. Our fuel is looking perfectly fine. We should have enough for a easy landing with this, and plenty for a return to Kerbin. With, of course, oh, we are getting close to the surface. Maybe let's try and keep that speed at 10 meters per second. I know the altitude readout is saying 3,000 meters, but that doesn't take into account the elevation of the actual terrain. So, well, I might also attempt to go a little bit closer to them. Hello, can I get a target indicator? Thank you. Let's head on over there. Wait, that's not thrusting in their direction. Am I dying without me noticing? I need to thrust this way, but up. I think now we're going. Yeah, now we're going over there. Wonderful. I want to land close, but I don't want to send him on a jetpack adventure. That would be mean. So now what I'm going to do when my no, I don't want to target relative speed. I want to surface relative speed. You crazy moron! Who designed this computer? What I was saying is that I want the distance to the target and the altitude to be the same, but that's a flawed methodology because that still doesn't take into account the elevation of the terrain. But I am standing pretty much on top of it, which is good. I think I'm on top of it anyway. Now I do have a somewhat reliable terrain gauge in the distance to the target readout there, so yeah. So I feel confident in my. I can use. Oh, time warp is not allowed by this system. Okay, that means we're gonna have to wait it out. About 100 seconds, a minute and a half, and a few seconds. And these night landings are terrible, even despite the fact that we actually have some lights. But we're not seeing a lot. Do I have any fun stories to tell? Yeah, not really. My back hurts, so I didn't go on an adventure yesterday. Yeah, sounds like I'm an 80-year-old man. I'm pretty sure I just slept in a horrible position. It's no arthritis or anything yet. Right. "600 meters. That sounds like something that our Kerbinaut can do in a jetpack. No worries. Oh, look at that! A big red dot. Now that's a landing indicator if ever I saw one. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we actually did come down over the other lander? That would look so cool. I'm going to settle for this spot as a landing area though, because, well, no need tempting fate if you don't have to. Can I do a goo reading from here? I forgot whether the other craft had goo readings or not, but right. Time for landing. Perfect landing. Wonderful. So now let's punch the time warp until we have sunrise. How long does that take on Minmus? I don't know actually. Although this rotation seems to be fairly quick. There we go. Sunrise. Does this have solar panels? Well, it seems to. Yeah, good. Alright, so that's all ready for science. Shall we get a material bay observation? Yeah, why not? And now, of course, we have to switch to Minmus, which this had lots of goo but no material. So Shanman can go ahead and grab the experimental data, because of course this lander will stay behind. So now we get this game again where I try to sit down on the goo canisters. Hey, it works. So that's in space high over Minmus. And the RCS system sometimes stops working. Ooh, getting the materials bay, that will be a challenge. There we go, that's in space near, and he's going nuts. How shall I get the materials bay? Is this it? Yeah, got it. Wonderful. So that's him right there. And where is our... That's a flag, and where's the other vessel? He is so happy. Oh, there it is. There it is. Get on over there on your jetpack. And if possible, get some new data as well. We did that already. Now the question is, of course, does this lander have enough fuel to land somewhere else as well and get more science? I'm not going to do that. Oh, and I'm also not going to die by crashing into it. I'm instead just going to overshoot a ever so slight amount. And where is the entrance to this one? Might as well go and collect this data also. Ooh, does this already count as a different biome? If so, then these biomes are really, really small. Lowlands. Oh, that had the midlands. Wait, is this thing actually parked by pure coincidence on the separation of two biomes? That would be amazing. EVA report. Lowlands. Yes, get it. Surface sample. Get it. Nice. Let's get into the capsule. I've completely forgotten which sciences he had already done from the other mission, but more is better. Board. And can we do a crew report? Yeah, Midlands and Lowlands. Awesome. Transmit that home. Let's see. Let's transmit this home as well, because we're not going to do the different places. Observe materials bay. Transmit that home as well. Yeah, this is wasting science, but my head is spinning with what we had and didn't have, so I'm just going to spam it. So incredibly wasteful, but oh well. Midlands, and is this then Lowlands? That can't be. Yeah. It does mean that the guy will have to go out and... Yeah, screw the science. That guy has to go out and get the goo again, and then he wants to go home. He has been out there forever already. And this is also taking forever, and... Go on. Get the goo. Yes. He doesn't care about... Ooh, he's getting ejected. This is a dangerous craft. The red lights probably demarcate the area where you don't want to be. And he's done taking risks for science and for Kerbal-kind. He just wants to get home. Yes. Something happens when you step on a rocket and your jetpack disengages. I have no idea what that is, but... Come on, grab the ladder. Oh, I'm going nuts. I'm becoming the character of Minmus. I want to leave Minmus. Go on board. Fire those rockets immediately. Go, 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 go. Leave this wretched place. Yeah. And there he's going, turning off the red lights. Let's establish Minmus orbit. And that's really, really easy. Stop thrusting. No, we're still not allowed time warp because we're too low. Leaving behind the useless lander. All the science is in the pod. Double check, 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 double check. That's all correct. So we can now... Wait a second, where are the parachutes? Oh, they're over here. We can now just plummet into Kerbin's atmosphere, land, and get the science home. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, are we allowed time warp yet? Yes, we are. Let's time warp until 20 kilometers, which is our apoapsis here. Wait, we can make this immediately. Yeah, if we just burn from here, I think we will do it fine. Oh yeah, this body is so tiny that you just kind of have to burn in the direction that you want to go. And maybe it's not actually that easy. Oh, we are going into a polar orbit, which is of course horrible. We want to burn retrograde relative to Kerbin and not in this weird opposite way. So let's just do it like that. Tweak it a little bit like this, a little bit this way, 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 a little bit this way. Oh yeah, it seems like this is a big burn, but it's still only like 400 meters per second. It's completely in the wrong direction, but 470 meters per second is definitely something we can do, and therefore we're gonna do it. No time for precision, just time to get home. Shanmon is at the ready, firing those rockets, heading home. I've said this a few times already, but really it's a boilerplate mission, and there is no other things to comment, and therefore I'm going to cut the video and I'll reconvene when the landing is imminent. So wave goodbye to Shanmon. It's only a few more short days before he's home. And that was actually a really short intermission because I forgot you can just time warp into Kerbin with fairly reckless abandon because yeah, no deadly re-entry, that's luxury. Going to try and land this whole lander intact because why not? But that does mean that first we have to traverse the atmosphere, which we shall attempt to do pretty much straight down. This is going to be scary as hell. Even though I know things will turn out alright, I just don't believe it when I'm heading to the into the surface at 3 kilometers per second at 30 kilometers altitude. That gives me 10 seconds. But it ratchets up to like 1,000,000 Gs, no problem. And how much is that actually? 31 Gs. No worries for Shanmon. So we can now just fire the engines, deploy the parachutes, and everything will be fine. Again, lots of Gs, but everything does appear to be just peachy. So let us see. We don't need the engines actually. We can drop them. Bye. And now it's just Shanmon with all the science heading towards this pre-planned designated spot where the Kerbal Navy will wait to pick him up. Yeah, this was all planned in advance, I assure you. I still don't dare time warp past the 500 meter mark. So I dare time warp now though. Let's do it. The slogan of Richard Branson's companies. Fuck it, let's do it. Or wasn't it the title of his book? Anyway. Virgin everything. Fuck it, let's do it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's a running theme today that I don't know what to say in this episode. Maybe it's the too manyth episode I've recorded today. It's I think the third. But after this I'm gonna shut up for a while and leave you to design your crafts with the newly unlocked science nodes, which will happen momentarily. And I'm shooting for docking ports and more toys to play with. So let's recover the vessel and see what we can get. We should get a monumental amount of science and of course the prestige in our hearts for returning Minmus safely from Minmus. We got 847 science, and that's a lot. So let's have a look what we can get. We can get mainsails. We got mainsails. We can get this stuff. I'm not enthused by that. We can get docking ports. We got docking ports. So if you want to design a modular space station, go right ahead. Make sure it has a docking port and we'll see what crops up in orbit. Should be fun. Advanced grabbing unit. We definitely want that because then we can grab asteroids. Got that. What does that lead to? More docking ports. Anyway, leave that for now. What do we want? Advanced flight. More wings and stuff. Intakes and supersonic flight. Yeah, got that. What do we have here? Probe stuff. Don't care for probes today. Solar panels. We got solar panels already. More science. Want that. Got that. And what do we have here? Big landing legs and parachutes. In case you want something from Mars, use these because we got them. Right, that's it for the science today. Lots of new stuff to play with. Have fun with that. Send me your submissions and you'll see them in the next episode, which might be a few days away, or if I can squeeze it in, might happen real soon. Anyway, it is definitely forthcoming. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.